alone in the game room with Lona Gamer Alex. Alright, so I'm gonna be playing Mission 9 for Endeavor Deep Sea. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I was gonna put this game away, but I was like, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna try out Mission 9, this whole oil spill situation, because it looks really interesting. How you have to activate a cleanup track for you to be able to access the hexes on the impact board. I was like, you know what, I'll give this a shot because it looks like it might be kind of fun. So I already have the initial tile set up here. We have the decommissioned oil rig. It's interesting how that's not mission specific. And we have the sea star and the looking glass, and then underneath the decommissioned oil rig we have the whale calving grounds. So it says mission 9, the spill, and they consider this a bonus mission. A catastrophic oil spill has occurred and your team is on the scene to help out. Widespread and measured conservation effort near the surface will keep your cleanup mission on track to succeed and make it safe to venture deeper. Okay, so this mission has 6 columns. So you have the middle two columns here. So we have 2 on the right hand side and 2 on the left hand side to be revealed. Place the decommissioned oil rig, sea star, whale calving grounds, and the looking glass as shown. Remove all depth 5 ocean boards from this game. So we the deepest you can go for this mission is going to be depth 4. Each player places an impact token on the start space of the cleanup track. I don't know how they so I guess if you're playing with four people, then you have 4 different colors here for the cleanup track, because they only have 1 track. So that's yeah, I don't know how that works with multiple people. I think up to 5 players. So you have 5 different colors here on this cleanup track. But this is how it looks at the top. There you have the cleanup track. I'll put this up here to start at the start. So you have a cleanup track before you can access those no, actually I think you can let me see here. You can access all of those hexes. I think the problem is if you access them without yeah, because you see how on the cleanup track they have some sections it says okay, number 3 okay, and then 4 okay. Let's see. You may not discover, oh I see, you may not discover, okay, for those, you may not discover those depths until you have reached those spaces for on the cleanup track. Now with these, you can access these. Let me see here. The first time you do a conservation site in each zone, even if the other player other players have already used the impact token from your supply instead of from the staging area to mark. Yeah, you don't have an impact token on your staging area, by the way, but anyway. To mark the conservation site, then advance. Oh, I see. So you can actually get it for free, because since we're doing conservation efforts here, we're trying to help with the oil spill. You don't even need to use I think yeah, there's some confusion there with the instruction. What they should have said it, instead of using they kind of say it, but it's kind of weird how it says use oh, I see. Okay. Use the impact token from your supply instead of the activation disk from your staging area. Okay, it's fine. I was reading that wrong. To mark the conservation site. So it's for free. So you can actually, as long as you're able to pay for the conservation effort, you can do it for free, but only once in a particular zone, in each zone. So like, for example, right here, if I want to do a conservation um, on this any of the spots, I can use a free impact token to claim it, so that you save a conservation an activation disk. So that's nice. But only once per tile, so then you can do the same thing down here. And to mark the conservation site, then advance your cleanup markers one step. The impact token do not count as these do not count as goal, as a um, activation disk for goals. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, I see. So even those free ones, they don't even count towards the total if you're supposed to have a total. Okay. So even though it's free, you don't get, it doesn't count towards the goals. Okay, that's okay, I guess. You may not discover Depth 3 and Depth 4 zones until their respective OK mark spaces on the cleanup track have been reached. So like I said earlier, these spots, you have to advance this to be able to get to access those zones, or even reveal them. So you can't reveal them until you move this up. So that you should be focusing on doing conservation sites. The impact tokens gained from conservation sites may be placed directly here. So when you're doing conservations, like those impact tokens that you usually get as a bonus or as the reward, you can place them in here. Now, the other interesting part to this is like, okay, so you can choose to put it there if you do conservation sites, if you get the impact token from conservation sites. Any other impact tokens, you can start here, looks like. But the interesting part to this is you have to make sure that you advance the cleanup track, because you can see that they're attached, they're like blue lines attached to the axis below from the cleanup track at the top, and then you see the blue lines connecting to the axis below. These hexes actually, they're called the orange color ones. They're polluted hexes. So instead of getting scores for landing there, you actually get negative scores. And the negative scores can only be neutralized if you're able to advance the cleanup track. So since you start here, right? So you're gonna place, if you choose to get the stats, so you get a you're able to get an impact token. You're gonna start here, and you get the 2 stats. But that's gonna be -2 on the total for your scoring. But usually, impact board is hard to score anyway. So I would say not to worry too much about that, and just make sure to focus on the 3 goals here. Because if you're able to do the cleanup quickly enough, then you should be able to move this up to level 8. Once it reaches those thresholds here with the blue lines, the connected columns then become 0 instead of a -2 points. So so you have to make sure, if you're really aiming to get the score, then you have to make sure that and you want these bonus stats, then you gonna need to make sure that this is gonna advance all the way to the end. Let me see here, what other things we have to worry about for this mission. Let me see, I'm trying to understand this one. It says the first time you do conservation site in each zone, use an impact token from your supply. Okay, that's fine. To mark the conservation site, then advance your cleanup marker 1 step. Now, what I want to know is then how many, if you just do regular conservation, it's not the first time, does that also move the impact marker? It seems like it doesn't. So that means that you have to do 8 different tiles, conservations on 8 different tiles, to be able to keep moving the marker. I mean, that's the impression that I'm getting from this. Because it doesn't say that every time you do a conservation activity or you claim a conservation site, move the cleanup track by one. It doesn't say anything like that. It only explains the first time you do a conservation in each zone. Then advance the cleanup marker one step. Yeah, so because I think it would be too easy to, let's say, focus on the Will Calvin grounds, and then you take care of all these conservation sites, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're able to move this all the way up to 6 from just one site. I think I think that would have been too easy. Because let's look at the goals here for this mission. Goal number 1, lead the recovery efforts. So they want you to have, they want this to reach at least level 6 as a solo player. So this equal to the progress on the cleanup track. Okay, so they want to make sure that you can reach 6 here, level 6. And then, so which means that we have to do conservation activities in 6 different zones or tiles. You call them zones, I think, in the game, but I've been calling them tiles. Okay. Yeah, because the whole because the next goal contained the spill. They want you to have a disc, but this is not even, it's not even conservation. They just say disc. And vessel. So they want you to have a total of 14, really? 14 14 discs. For a solo player, you have to hit 14. 14 discs plus vessel at depth 1. Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, and then conservation, they want you to have 9 conservation discs at depth 2, 3, and 4. So 2, 3, and 4. They only want 9 there, so that's not too bad. Okay, so since they say 9, and that could be like you can focus your efforts on one conservation sites, but this is the part that worries me, is this cleanup track, because it doesn't seem like you can move this up unless you're doing conservation for the first time in each zone. It's the only time when it can move up. Let me see if I can find clarification on that. Because I think that's how it's supposed to be played. Like I said, if not, then it would have been maybe too easy. Because you can focus conservation on one site and then that thing just keeps going up. Yeah. Because they would have... Well, we can't just assume with this game, though, because like when we assumed the last time with the zone replacement at depth 3, that one tile or that one setback that requires you to switch a depth 3 tile with the most activities to a new one once you land there. Since any other setback, they would have warned you not to get a bonus arrival bonus. That one, it didn't give you a warning, but then when somebody asked the question, then the developer said, no, you don't get an arrival bonus for that one, even though they didn't give you the warning. So there was a consistency issue with the way that it's players are notified on the setback card. So let me just double check this rule here with if anybody asks this question, it should be able to pull up. If not, then we're just gonna assume or just follow this instruction where it only happens when you do the conservation for the first time, which is, I think that's kind of insane, though. I mean, no, that's kind of insane. I think that only happens when you, because I think that because they wanted 8, we only have, well, no, because you can do multiple things in a round. like 8 different sites with conservations that you have to hit to move that up to level 8. That's kind of insane. Okay, let me double check. Okay, nobody asked specifically about the movement of that cleanup track, but then I will just have to make to conclude that that only happens when the first time that you clean up a zone. That means that you have to have, as a solo player, 6 zones with cleanup site conservation sites, and you have to be able to hit all of them to be able to get goal 1 taken care of. Okay, that's going to be quite challenging. But we start with two tiles actually that we can already start cleaning up, and then goal 2 is also very challenging because they want you to have 14. This is the first time that it's this, like, where it's only focused on one row, and they want 14 discs in one row. I mean, just think about that. As a solo player, you have to make sure that you have 14, like in across the chosen depth. In this case, depth 1, 14 activation discs. Even if you have maxed out your number of vessels that you can have for the game, which is 3, that means that you need to have 9 discs just for that first on depth 1. That's insane. So we'll see. You can never say impossible in this game, but you can say insane or nuts or you must be crazy. Goal 3, protect habitats. So this is where see, and then you can't just focus on when you want to move this cleanup track. You want to make sure that you hit at least the cleanup for depth 2 and then below, because that's the only one that's gonna matter, which I think this game does have an issue sometimes with trying to make it make sense in with what it's trying to accomplish thematically. Like in this case, it's like you want to clean up a spill, right? But the spills that are on the surface level for that impacts conservation sites don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because there are multiple. I know there are multiple tiles on the surface level that actually have conservation sites on them. So why not all of them, any depths? I can understand like you wanting us to do cleanup. I mean, I guess like in this situation, the oil spill actually it started to ooze down into like the lower depths. Yeah, I see that. I mean, I understand that, but then we don't care about the ones that are spilling on the surface. So, there's some issues sometimes with that. I know with the other missions as well. But I think that this actually should have counted for every depth, like even including the surface area, Um, and I know it becomes now it feels like it's a little bit artificial, because I know they did this just to make it more difficult. They're trying to up the difficulty level, but then it's competing with the thematic element of the mission. So, but anyway, I understand why they're doing it, just to make it difficult. I'm sure. Okay, so we're gonna need more impact tokens, I think, for this mission, and we'll do a different color for the free impact stuff that we get. Do I even have? Is this impact? No, this is just activation disc. There's another bag for impact tokens, I believe. So let me see if let me just grab that real quick here. there's another bag full of impact tokens. So we'll use a different color for that. So, there. Okay. Yeah, and I thought that I wanted to just have fun with this mission, but apparently it's going to be a little bit stressful. I thought it was just like a fun little thing, but it's not. Okay. I just have this handy. Put them here. We can actually start with just placing a different color one up here. There we go. That might be too dark. We'll use yellow. All right. Okay, so then the approach should be, let's try and increase our ingenuity as quickly as possible, so at least that we can get to depth 2. Goal 1 might be a little bit far-fetched, so we're not going to be focusing too much on that. If we're able to do it, we're able to do it. If not, we're not. I mean, goal 2, I think, is even goal 1, because we need to hit 6 different sites that have conservation sites, and we need to make sure that we perform the conservation duties on those sites. So, and I guess maybe that's why they're giving you this freebie claim of a conservation area, So, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna start. The starting zone is the C star, so we get 1 activation disk, and then we can recruit level 1 specialist, and we're gonna go ahead and recruit the sonar operator. That way we can start revealing tiles. We get 1 back, and that's going to be the one on the team leader. And then we're going to check our first bonus goal. And that is leftover research. This is the easiest goal in the game. Might be a little challenging for this mission because we're doing a lot of conservation. I mean, it's only challenging when you have to do a lot of conservations and journaling, which happened actually in the previous mission 8, right? The last mission I was playing was mission 8, wasn't it? Yeah, the one with the cool looking impact board. So, and we still managed to get scholarly at the end and won the game at the beginner level. Okay, so she's gonna do a sonar action, so we can start revealing tiles. We only have 2, yeah. Oh no, we also get, hold on. So we get 1 from the C star. We get 1 from our inspiration, and then 1 from the team leader. Yeah, you always start with 3 at least if you start. If your landing area or starting area is landing zone provides you with an activation disk. So we're gonna have the sonar operator. Remember, you need to have 14 disks, or at least 9 disks, and then move your vessels up to the to depth 1 at the end of the game to be able to score contain the spill. So we're going to reveal both of them are going to be the surface zone, because you can't reveal depth 2 without having depth 1 already revealed on top of it. Okay, so we have 1 with conservation and then 1 with just more sonar. Let's go. Well, here's the deal. because the only conservation activities that matter are only for level 2 and see, this is where it's fighting the whole theme of this mission. um, well, this goal is the problem because the cleanup track actually perfectly mirrors the situation that's happening, because when you do a conservation for the first time on that, for on a surface tile or surface zone, this is going to go up, so it's this goal that's problematic to this whole situation, this protect the habitats, I mean, like, because it has to kind of match our efforts on the surface level as well. But like I said, this becomes more of a artificial manipulation of the game mechanics to make the game more difficult, and if that is what they're trying to accomplish. Fuck the whole situation. We're just trying to make this mission more difficult, as difficult as we can, because if not, then it should also count. But anyway, let's see here. We need a total of 14. I mean, the cool thing about if we select a conservation site is that we do get that freebie, a freebie conservation impact token, as long as we have someone who can do the actual conservation activities. Oh, and then I forgot to move my coordination up by 1 for recruiting the sonar operator, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Get that adjusted. Okay, let's see here. So if we go with the volcanic islands, I get another impact. I get another activation disk, though. I mean, that's pretty cool, because then I can reveal another tile and we can get that going, with the team leader. So maybe that's the one that we should select. And that thing is helping us with ingenuity right now. I guess when we hire the pilot, we can move ingenuity up, though. Maybe that should have been the better first move for this particular mission. Let's go with, I think I'm gonna go with volcanic island. And then if we move there, well, yeah, we're gonna move there eventually anyway, right? Because we're trying to get 14 freaking activation disc for Def 1. If I select the Dying Reef, though, I get, oh no, that's I get reputation, not ingenuity. I mean, not coordination. Okay, I'm gonna go with volcanic island. Let's go with volcanic island. I'm gonna place this so we get 1 inspiration, 1 activation disc, and then we have to add 2 random dive tokens, and let's place that here. Okay. All right. Now we can. Yeah, let's reveal another tile, because I can also do, we can also dive, because if we're doing a lot of these conservations, the first one's free, but the cost is not free. I think we should reveal more tiles. I think that's more important. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. And this time I'm going to grab 1 level of surface level, and then 1 for depth 2. See if we can add 1 underneath the volcanic isle. So we have the kelp forest, and then we have a shipwreck. The shipwreck doesn't have any conservation activities, though, so that's not going to help us. But if I select the shipwreck, then I can I mean, the good thing about this one is it's going to give us options for diving. And then we also get one inspiration and one ingenuity. This one only gives us a research point. I'm going to go with the shipwreck because I'm trying to get the ingenuity up, and it helps that we also get another activation disc in the next round. So I'm gonna select the shipwreck. So that's one inspiration, one ingenuity, and then we have 8 random die tokens there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I don't think this mic is picking it up, but there's also like some action movie going on from from downstairs. It's kind of loud, but I don't think it's being picked up by this mic. Anyway, I think what is being played downstairs, I think it's Cowboys versus Alien or something like that. Alright, so that's round 1. Let's reveal the bonus goal. Start of round 2 here, and it is Junior Specialist. Okay, this is bad because we might not be able to get this because we have to do so many things, and sometimes the only way that you can accomplish that is by using the specialist, doing a journal, and then promoting the specialist so you can have the specialist do another action. So this is going to fight against, this is going to be problematic against this mission. But we'll see what we can do. Alright, so and then we can recruit from level 1. I'm going to recruit the pilot just so that I can get the impact disc, impact token. And I'm going to use this, we start here where we get 2 stats. So I can choose any stats I want to upgrade, and I'm going to upgrade. This impact board is very interesting. And like I said, it's if you're not worried about scoring, there's a lot of bonus stats here to be had. That's going to help you actually, but yeah, I like the board, but yeah, if you're not worried about getting this 20 plus points, but it's very interesting. This mission is very interesting. Well, all of the missions are very highly replayable, that's for damn sure, but this is very interesting. Okay, so you get 2 stats of your choice at the landing area here on the impact board, and so I'm going to choose, the first stat I'm going to choose is ingenuity, so we're going to move that up so we can get the second vessel, and the starting zone for this mission is the sea star, so that means we get another activation disc, and then we get a second stat bump, and I'm going to choose coordination so that we can get those 2 activation discs back. Okay, so now I get 2 activation discs from our inspiration, and then from our coordination we get 2 back. We're able to get all of them back, which is great. That doesn't happen very often actually on round 2. Round 2 usually you have one person that's exhausted because you can't move that fast enough. Okay, so the next thing we should do, let's see here. Well, you can go to Def 2 without an issue. It's Def 3 that you can't access without moving up the cleanup track. So I think what we should do is go here so we can start doing conservation. So I'm going to use the pilot Now we have two vessels. That one can stay over there. So we'll just use the pilot. We can move two tiles, and we can move to depth 2. So 1, 2, and we get 1 research point. And there's a free conservation site here without a research point needed, and we can do that using we can claim that site with the team leader, and we don't even have to use an activation disk because we get a free one from this mission for the first conservation action. Let's look at, I think, let's see what this bonus is, what this special rule is for Calving Grounds. I know I read about this rule last game, but I don't remember. If you occupy the marked journal site when you conserve, you may conserve a second time. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So this is the one where you get a bonus for doing conservation. If you get that journal. Oh, I forgot to set up the journal. I already shuffled this, but I'm going to shuffle it some more since I didn't set it up. Because maybe what we should do is we should journal, using the team leader. So let me see where can we place this. There's another one here. There are 2 more here. So let's place it here for now. Yeah, for now, just let's place it here. So we have the 4 anchor pages, and then I'll shuffle this a little bit more. Oh, there's a free one. So, and is it matching? No, it's not matching that icon. The matching one requires 3 research points. So maybe what we should do is dive. Do a diving action, and then that way, you can hit 2 conservation sites. There, we only need 9 for depth 2, 3, and 4 to get protect habitats, to satisfy the requirement to reach that goal of protecting the habitats. So let's see here. All right. So let me think. Yeah, I think we should attack it next round. So then I should dive using the team leader. Let's do that. I'm going to dive. And then we get, okay, we can either save that sonar activity or use that sonar activity without using the operator, or get 3 research points. We need research points right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just use get the 3 research points. So 1, 2, 3. I always think that there's something on on this board, but it's like, oh no, that one is definitely something. But they have like on the print like little droplets of water. I always think that I spilled something, or there was like some kind of some kind of dirt on this thing, but it's actually just the printed droplets of water. Okay, and then we're gonna do a sonar action, and we're gonna reveal a surface zone. So okay, let's see here. We have calm seas, and we also have remote anchorage. Both of them will provide us with ingenuity and an activation disk for selecting them. This one has a journal. This one also has a journal. This one has that point journal there that we probably don't need. I think we're going to go with the calm seas. They both provide the same bonus, so I don't have to worry about that because we get the same thing I'm gonna place this one. Let's place this one here because the ship is over here. The vessel is over there. In case we need to move that vessel instead of that one. And then I get one ingenuity and one activation disc. Oh, we have too many activation discs now. Okay. All right, let's reveal the third, the final bonus goal, and it is reputation and inspiration. Okay, we need to get 22 points and the first two tracks here. Then we need to move it all the way up to the end, all the way over to the end here. Okay, that's not too bad. The only problematic bonus goal is definitely dedicated because, like I said earlier, sometimes we need to manipulate the whole promotion system so that the specialist can do actions twice. Okay. And we can only just recruit from a level 1 specialist. We can get another pilot, so we can get more stats. And the interesting thing about the your ability when you do conservations, and if you get the impact tokens from the conservation sites, you can place them here immediately, and that's 2 points. You do that 10 times, and you would have been able to fulfill the board goal for this. But there's that temptation of getting these stats, you know. So I like that. I really like that portion of this mission. It's very interesting. The protecting the habitat, so I think it's a really artificial difficulty manipulation. And I only say artificial because it's like it's really going against the whole mission, you know, the whole notion of just doing conservations, because it should count no matter where you do the conservation efforts. Let's see. Who are we gonna select? I do think that we really need coordination there for sure. We need to start moving that up. I think having the diver also helps, because then we're gonna need someone who's gonna keep getting us research points. So I think maybe the diver is the might be a good option here. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the diver. Let me think about it real quick. If I move it here, then I get 2 inspiration. I get more. Yeah, but what's the point of getting all these activation discs if you can't use them? And then the pilot is only good for piloting and can't do anything else but pilot. Even after you promote the pilot, becomes becomes a skipper, and all he does is just drive you around. He doesn't do anything else. So yeah, you know what? The diver is fine. So I get 1 reputation. I get 2 activation tokens disc, and then I get 2 back. I'm gonna select the team leader and the sonar operator. And the pilot. And the reason why I select a pilot instead is so we can move this vessel down this way. Because the sonar operator is limited to just being able to do sonar readings right now. Okay. Nobody can do conservations though. So if I yeah. Because if I want to, I'm just being too greedy, I think. Let's start doing conservations, I think, with the team leader, because I was gonna grab this one, right? So I can do the double. You know what? Let's still stick to that plan. Let's focus on that for this round. So I'm gonna have the pilot move this vessel 1, 2 to the shipwreck, and then we're gonna have the reef diver dive, and we at this location when you dive you get 2 and you select 1 to choose from. So let me make sure that that's correct. Shipwreck. When you dive at this site, draw 2 tokens, choose 1 to keep, discard the other. Okay. So, oh, and then when we land there, we get 1 reputation, the arrival bonus. Yeah, always have to remember to get the arrival bonus. So next round we can select from level 2 specialist. Okay, so the first one is either 3 research points or you get the ability to travel. And then the second one is 3 research points or 1 conservation with 1 less research point, which is actually pretty good, but I think right now we just need the research points. So both of them offer the same thing, same amount, so we're just going to go with the research points. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got to start hoarding research points. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is take care of this journaling here, just so that we can double up whenever we do conservations here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one. This is the only matching one with the matching icon. Mobile techniques for underwater exploration. This actually costs us 3 research points. So 1, 2, 3. And we get 1 coordination. And then we get to promote 1 person. We can only promote a max of 2 people for this playthrough. And this is good because now I can I have to select who I want to promote. Let me see. And then we also have an activatable ability to travel using this research journal. So I'll place that. I'll place that here. Yeah, this game is a table hog. All right, I'll place that. Yeah. Okay. Right here. Okay. Oops, upside down. Okay. Let's select who we want to promote. If I promote the sonar operator, I get 1 coordination, and she can then move and then do a sonar activity. I like that. If I promote the pilot, he can pilot. That's the only thing he can do. But then I get inspiration and coordination for promoting him. If I promote the reef diver, I get 1 reputation, and the reef diver can then dive or journal. I think it's the sonar operator. No, but she can't do travel and do sonar reading at the same time though. But I think that's better than the pilot. Okay, I'll do that. So I'm gonna promote her. We get the activation disc back. And when she's promoted to acoustic engineer, we get 1 coordination. And then we can use her now again. So I'm going to let's activate her to do to get that, I think. Let's see, do we want to activate her to do sonar or to move? Maybe that's a better question. Because if we move, then we can kind of manipulate what kind of stuff that we get from actual moving, you know. Because if we go up here, then we can get a ingenuity. But if we do a sonar here, then we can get 1 more coordination and a research point. But the 2 tracks that we're trying to max out is actually reputation and inspiration. We can get inspiration by moving here. Let me think here. We can get. And I have to make sure that I place these here, because that we claim that now. Totally forgot. Okay, gotta be careful with that. Okay, this got replaced. Because I was gonna say, hey, my team leader can then do double conservations, but no, I was doing journal research there. So anyway, for 3 points, and that's already adjusted. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to decide whether to sonar or to move. I think we should move. No, yeah, because then we need to start revealing. But we also need a level 2 tile to reveal, though. Which can be done here, 1 through 3. Here we can only reveal a level 3. Because we need more conservation sites for level 2 and 3. I think we should move. Okay, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna use her piloting ability to move this here. Is that a good idea though? It is, because, and we need to make sure that we activate. We also have to make sure that we hit 2 conservation sites to be able to move this, so we can access level 3. Wow, choices. And this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll move her here. We'll move her here. That's fine. We get 1 inspiration. Okay, so that's round 3 is done. All right, let's check the setback. First setback for us, and it is all players return 1 activation disc from Def 1 to Def 2 of their choice. Yeah, this is always kind of nasty, a government intervention. So we're gonna keep that one because that's important. So let's remove this one. Okay. And that's already going to be problematic for contain the spill, which requires us to have 14 or 9 on for Def 1. So that's hard. Okay, so now we can recruit from a level 2. We have to recruit someone who can do conservation. So I think we're going to recruit the ecologist here. We can also recruit a navigator. The cool thing about recruiting the navigator is then I get 3 research points, but that's not going to help. Our activation disc, that's not going to help us because we already have extra. You know what? I'll go with the ecologist. Okay. We don't get any bonus for recruiting her stats-wise. So only when she's promoted. And we can only promote 2 people. We have to remember that for this mission. Thanks to the dedicated bonus mission. Because I think right now I'm optimistic about protecting the habitats and containing the spill. If I'm able to get these 2, then all I need is just maybe scholarly and esteem to be able to win at the beginner level, or and junior specialist. I mean, if we can guarantee that we're gonna get these 2 and these 2, then I can start promoting people. If it takes me to sacrifice this to get this, for example, then just some of those things that you have to watch for or keep track of the remainder of the game. Okay. Alright, so we recruited the ecologist. I get 2 activation discs. I get 3 back, and we're going to select the team leader, the acoustic engineer, and the reef diver. So that's 3. Alright. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and start doing conservation. So I'm going to use the ecologist to do that. Remember, the first one is free. You don't even need to use your own activation disk. So we're going to use the freebie. We're going to claim this one. This one actually is a, it costs 0 research. And it costs 0 activation disk, because it's the first one for us to claim. It does give us 1 reputation. Yeah. And that's it. And then we get to move this one up by 1. Okay. Alright, and since we have this bonus now that if you do a conservation action, you can do it twice. So she's going to go ahead and take care of that one too. And that requires 4 research points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 0 now. This one does require an activation disk. With that, we get 1 reputation, 1 impact token. We'll put it down here. And then a second impact token from the Nights into Dreams link. So we get 2 impact tokens here. Now we can put these, and they say may always be. And so the keyword there is may. You can place these here. If you place them there, they each actually they're each worth 2 points. So you have 10 of them here. Then you would have reached the solo requirement of 20 points to be able to satisfy the goal of the impact board. As long as you're able to keep moving this up all the way to level 8, because I already claimed this space here, and that is actually a polluted hex of minus 2 points, unless I'm able to clean up all the way to level 8. So then I would need 11 of them here to be able to win the impact board, but I'm not even focusing on the impact. We'll watch it, but this is not our focus for this mission. But we'll watch it. And the reason why I mentioned that even is because then is it worth placing anything here? You know what I'm saying? Is it really worth placing anything there? So you have to kind of gamble here. Because if you feel so confident that you're going to be able to get points at the end of the game, then you place them here. Because they're each worth 2 points. But if you don't think that, if you're not confident that that's going to happen, then you can actually claim these areas here that bump up your stats, you know. Because if let's say that instead of placing them here, these 2, instead I place them here, if I do that, then I'm going to be able to get coordination leveled up to level 4. I think I'd rather do that because, like I said, I'm not too positive that I can move this all the way up to level 8. Because I think it's possible for us to get 10 impact tokens to be placed here from conservations, as long as we're able, because we're also at the mercy of the random elements of this game. Are we going to be able to get more sites, conservation sites, so they're easy to get to and easy to take care of and within reach and all of that, you know, within reach probably, but are we gonna get them? Are we gonna get enough of them? We need to get a total of 6. Oh, we need to, no, but for this to work, we need a total of 8. 8 sites that we have to visit and at least drop, at least take care of one of the conservation sites for this to move all the way to level 8 and for this not to count against us. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get the stats, okay? So I'm going to use these two to get the stats. They don't mandate you to place them here. They say you may place them here if you get them from conservation sites. But I'm going to use them for stats. So I'm going to get one inspiration and one coordination from that one. And then for the second one, I'm going to get two conservation, two coordination, 1, 2. So I get 4 back next round. Okay. So that's done. And now I can use the team leader to do the double conservations over there, because this is still going to be counting towards protecting the habitats, because that's going to be depth 2, 3, and 4. You need a total of 9 activation disk. And remember that the this doesn't count towards the goal. They do. Okay, I read that wrong. These do count for the goal, so this actually does count. I thought the game, because I just these with the way that I've been playing this game, you have to think that the game was always trying to trying to fuck with you. So I guess automatically I was just read that and I was like, okay, does not count, because that would be too easy. So they do actually count towards your goal here. So they do count as activation disk for goals. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead and take care of that, because we have 2 and we just need 7 more to be able to get protect habitats goal. So I'm gonna use a team leader here. Oh no, hold on, before we can do that we need to dive. There's no diving sites because we moved over here. God damn. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we should have just moved up here earlier, but we didn't know that this was going to be revealed too. That we're going to lose that. And the reason why I moved here is so that I can do a sonar reading here. Yeah, that was a bad move, but we didn't know that it was going to happen, Well, yeah, that was a bad move. I didn't think about the research points. Yeah, it should have. That is a priority. So this means that I do have to move back over there. We have to move a ship over there, so acoustic engineer is going to move this over here. We get 1 reputation, and then he's gonna dive, and we reveal 2 and keep 1. Okay, 1 is if you spend 1 activation disk, you can get 5, or you can get 3. And the other one you can get 3, you can get an impact token. So I'm gonna choose paying 1 to get 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we can still do the conservations though, but I think I wasted the ability to do sonar, but yeah, that's okay. So we're going to use the team leader to do 2 conservation sites. So we have 5 points. This one will move our inspiration up. That one's going to move reputation up. And we get an impact token. So I'm going to go with that one. So a total of 3. 1, 2, 3 points. And the first one here gets me an impact token. So I'm going to use that to boost my stats up, I believe. Let's move that. Do I want more kindness for that? If I select this one, and then I move this up here, and I get 1, 2, 3. If I select that one, 1, 2. So that's already guaranteed. I think I want to move my inspiration up by 2. Okay, I'm gonna claim the double inspiration bonus there. So 1, 2. Okay, and then for the second site here, I get 2 reputation, 1, 2. And then the Nights into Dreams link, you get another reputation. Okay. Cool. So that is the 4th round. So we have 3 more rounds to go. Next setback is protected waters. Find the depth 3 zone that contains the most. If tied, choose 1. So we don't have one. This doesn't apply to us, thankfully, because we haven't revealed a depth 3 zone yet. So good. Because that one is such fuckery, you know. Such fuckery on that one. So I'm glad that we didn't have to deal with that. Okay. Now we can recruit a level 4. Let's see. Let's look at our options. Oh, we have the oceanographer who can do a sonar and journaling, and when we recruit her, everything, each stat actually goes up. We have the deep sea diver who can dive twice. I think we need her. Or the vessel captain who can travel twice in a row. It doesn't mean that we have to get the level 4 people, though. If we want to still choose a lower level specialist, we can. I mean, we can get a marine biologist who can do journaling or the ROV operator who can move and dive, and field researcher who can do sonar and journal. I don't think we need him. The marine biologist is tempting, and you get 2 activation, 2 inspiration for recruiting her. If I recruit the deep sea diver, I get 1 impact token. I can use it over here, and then it will move this up and this up. Maybe that's the better choice. I think that's the better choice. And she can dive twice. We have 2 people who can do conservations. It would be nice to have a 3rd person though. And she can dive twice, and once promoted, she can then travel and do conservation. So maybe that's the person we're looking for. We only have 2 more rounds after this. 3 rounds total. I think I'm gonna go with the deep sea diver. And we got 1 impact token there. So, and I'm gonna use the impact token to claim this one. That bumps up 2 of our lowest stats. So this 1. Oh no, 2 low stats. How does that work? Lowest stats. So it would be this one bumped up twice, right? How does that work when it's 2 of them? Let me just look at the manual. So what happens if it's doubled up like that? Because the way I look at that is 2 of your lower stats, but they might not interpret it that way. Advance your lowest attribute marker 1 up. If choice, your choice if tied. I think you do it twice, so then it would have just moved this. So we can't really recruit her because I was trying to also get that bumped up too. Because I think that what that does is it just, so this is a bad choice. So I think we might not have to, we'll choose somebody else. Unless I want to choose this down here, and then what happens is then we can move this up. But a better option would be perhaps the marine biologist. And the reason why I say this, with the marine biologist, you get 2 inspiration. And then later on, the marine biologist can do double conservations. You know what? Yeah, that's a better option. So this goes up by 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's the better option. All right, so now we get 4 activation dims. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get 4 back. So from the team leader, the ecologist, the acoustic engineer, and the reef diver. Yeah, the pilot can just go on vacation. 2, 3, 4. All right. First thing we should do is sonar. God damn, I wish we could do a because that sonar is not going to help us do anything. So we need to move before we do sonar. I have to move using my captain, I think. Oh, we can do, we're going to do sonar up here. Shit. Yeah, we got to reveal tiles. That's for damn sure. Okay, let's take care of this first, and then when we move over here. That way we can sonar over here. No, because this is better, because then we can also dive and get points. Research points. Okay, let's move over there. Using this. Hold up. Let's go ahead and dive first. I think that's probably the best. We'll dive here because here we get choices, you know. Okay. Either get 4 points or a stat boost, or 3 points and a token. I think we're going to go with 4 points for the research points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we should move this up. We're going to use the I'm going to use the team leader to move the vessel up here, and we get 1 research, 1 ingenuity. And I'm going to use the acoustic engineer here to go ahead and do a sonar. You know what would have been better? Jeez. What would have been better is we use the ecologist to move. So I'm going to use the ecologist to move us, actually. Because I'm going to... the team leader is also going to do sonar up there. So we're going to do this first sonar action with the acoustic engineer. And we're going to reveal a surface, because there's still 2 more here, right? And then 1 more here. And then a level 2. Okay. A surface, we have the atoll here. And then you also get 1 inspiration, 1 activation disc. And then with level 2, I got the sunken ruins. It doesn't have any conservation shit, so we're not going to pick that, unfortunately. Because we need it only matters, conservation-wise, only matters for depth 2, 3, and 4. So this is not it. So we have to choose the atoll. And I'm going to place this here. Because it's closest. No, because We can move 3 tiles now, so it's fine. We can choose it. We can leave it here. And then I get 1 inspiration, 1 activation token disc, and 4 random dive tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I'm going to use the team leader to also do sonar. And we're going to reveal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's got to be one more here. Or we can let's go with double def 2 because we need to find conservation sites for def 2. So we'll do double def 2. No conservation sites with the ledge elevator. Here we go, dolphin pods. So we're gonna place this here, I think. Let's go with the dolphin pods. And we get 1 inspiration that gets us an activation disc. I'll figure out what to do with that in a minute. And 1 ingenuity. And then 3, we'll place it here. 3 random dive tokens. Okay. Wowzers. Okay. So the marine biologist is not going to do conservation action. And remember, when you do conservation here, you get to do it twice. It will cost us 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one will get us 1 reputation and 1 coordination. The second one will get us 1 coordination and 1 inspiration. And then the bonus Nights into Dreams will get us 1 inspiration. Okay. Done. And everybody's exhausted. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Round 6. Exhaustion. Each player returns 1 activation disc of their own from a conservation. I'm so pissed. This is a horrible one to get for this mission because we already did that double action up here, and now I have to just move on because I don't think I want to get that again. You know, so we're gonna take. What's the cheapest one to take? This one it costs us 0 and will get us an activation disc again. Oh, but this one is the freebie. Are you able to move that around after you choose to leave it here? Yeah, this is not addressed, is it? Oh no, but they want specifically activation disc to be returned. So let's find a cheapy activation disc one. That one costs 1, so and we'll get us another activation disc. We'll return this one. Fuck you. Okay. Because we need to get 9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just need 3 more to get at least protect habitat. And then I think and then after that, if we're able to do that, then we're just gonna have to make sure we have enough research points, and we're not promoting nobody except for 1 more person, and then we will win this mission at least at the beginner level. Okay. So we can recruit up to level 4. I think at this point, we need someone who can do multiple things, right? At this point, I think we just need to spam the shit out of Def 1, you know, because we need the 12 tokens. 14 tokens for Def 1 to win that goal. So is there 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes. Okay. How can we accomplish that? By moving a lot and doing a lot of sonar. So we need somebody who can sonar We just need somebody who can sonar and do other things at the same time, maybe, perhaps. And that would be the vessel captain. But the vessel captain has to be promoted to be able to do that. You know what? I'm going to go with the oceanographer. Bump up all the stats. And she can sonar and do research. But the sonar is really our focus here. So I'm going to go ahead and select her. And then everything gets bumped up. So ingenuity gets bumped up. Oh, and I still have this to hold on before I just bumped up ingenuity. Let's bump up everything real quick, and then we're gonna bump up coordination. So we get one more activation disk. Bump up. Let's go ahead and reset that because I think we have time to move this up again. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset that and get one more activation disk, and then this gets bumped up, and I get one more, not activation. Impact disk. See how many impact disks we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If everything's in here, well, for it to be in there, it has to come from conservation sites. Anyway, so let's play with this and see what we want. So for the first one, we should have done this actually before we move on because I totally forgot. Maybe the better way, where can I place this so I don't forget next time? Maybe we should have, I'm just trying to find ways to remind me that I have a pending action, you know, a pending things that I need to resolve. Maybe over here or something. But anyway, next time whenever I get it, I think I should just take care of it immediately. That will be easier, but I think with this one, I want... let's claim this one so the lowest one get bumps up twice. So that would be one here and then another one. So now our ingenuity is here, which means that I get another vessel and I get an activation disk. Okay, for the 3 that we just got, I think I'm gonna go with this one here. So that means the lowest gets bumped up twice. So we're gonna bump 1 and then 2, and I get another activation disk. I mean impact disk. And then I'm going to, let's secure these. So I'm going to go ahead and bump lowest twice. And if it's tied, then you can choose. So we're going to bump this one up once, and then it's tied again, we can choose and we can bump it up once. So now it's 11 plus 11, 22. If we don't move these two anymore, this is secured. Esteem is secured, okay? And then now I'm going to go ahead. Now it's just a matter of, we don't even have to play with the impact anymore, impact disk, because I don't think it's going to help us with anything at this point. So, you know, because it's already maxed out. We just don't play with these two and we're going to be okay. So I'm just going to, we have 2 more to play with. So I'll just grab these one at the bottom here. 2 ingenuity. So 1, 2. Because you never know, if these are neutralized, at least I can get points. 2 points there, and then if I get 8 more here, 8 times 2, 16. If I get 9 here, then who knows, right? So we'll see. Okay, so that was from recruiting the oceanographer. Now I get 5 activation disks from our inspiration. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I get 5 back. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not enough. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, yeah, and then the pilot is on permanent vacation. And that's it. Okay. And we have one more round after this. Okay, so the focus for us now is just to spam the shit out of the surface zone, and then do conservations on the second one here. So let's go ahead and do a sonar. We'll use the oceanography here to do sonar. That's level 1 and 2. Okay, we still have one yet to reveal here. So we're going to grab 1 and 2. But the focus is definitely spam surface zone. So should I grab 2 surface zones? Because I think we have enough to satisfy protecting habitats, because we need 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's fine. So let's do double surface zone reveal. So the first one is, look at that, dying reef. And the second one is kelp forest. Let's go with the kelp forest, because then we get we can get a research point with that. So let's go with kelp forest. So all of the surface zones have been revealed. We get 1 reputation for that and 1 research point, and then we get, and then we have to place, oh, not 1. Since I already revealed that one, we'll just, we're running low on dive tokens. So 4 random dive tokens here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So how many so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a total of 14. And we need to make sure that this vessel goes up during the final round. So then all we need is actually 9, right? 9, 10, 11. 11 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus. Okay. We have to do 1 journal, I think. The reason why I say that is so that we can have this marine biologist be able to claim 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 more. 7, 8, 9. Who can do journal? Jeez. Well, we can get the ecologist to actually. And then we need to make sure that we move. This is crazy. Okay, so we can do some journalings here, just so that we can promote him, so he can conserve twice. Okay, let's go ahead and use him to claim this conservation site here. Only requires 1 point, and then we get 1 impact disc, and then 1 reputation. Now with the reputation, do I even want to take it at this point? Am I going to be able to bump that up later? Maybe. Maybe not. Do I want to risk it? I don't. So I'm not going to take the I'm not going to take that Nights into Dreams bonus. But we're going to go ahead and use this to keep resetting here. So I'm going to claim the 2 ingenuity. So 1, 2, and then we get 1 more token, and we're going to go down this way. It looks like we can move up coordination there by 1. Okay. All right. And then now we have to move. But not before we do take care of a journal. And only the team leader can do that. right now. So, shit. And we also need more research points. Okay, yeah, this is this is falling apart like fast. But we also have this one journal page that can allow us to move, actually. So I have to remember that. Which journal do we want? Maybe we should get this one, because then we can also dive. We have a lot of activation disks, so we can use this to do an extra dive, so we can get the research points. But this thing costs 3. Jesus. Okay. This one is 0, and we can use this to promote. This costs us 0 research point. Let's get that one. Is there a matching? Yeah, a matching one over there. So we'll use the team leader to go ahead and claim that journal page. Costs us 0. And the only thing it does is promote someone. So we're going to promote the marine biologist. And now he can do double conservation efforts. Okay, nice. And we can't promote anyone anymore, so we can get the dedicated side bonus. I mean, side goal. We're not doing any more journaling, so this is just going to sit there. Okay, now we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're going to use the ecologist here. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's fine. We'll use the ecologist here to move this ship over here. Because, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. We actually have to use the acoustic engineer to move the vessel here. Because these two guys are going to do some conservations for us. But we also need research points. So moving over there gets us 1 inspiration. And then we're going to use, we're going to have the reef diver dive here so we can get research points. Okay, we have to, we can choose between these 2 sites. Which one will have the better research points? Maybe this one. Yay, 4 research points. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now he's going to do the double conservation with 1 activation. So let's find the cheapest one. Okay, this one over here, only 1 research point. We get 1 inspiration, but we're not going to take that bonus. And then the second cheapest one is up here. It's 2 points. 1, 2. Oh, we can't even. Oh, geez. So she can't even do her thing because we don't have enough research points. So we're going to claim this one here. We're not going to take the bonus, but we'll take the activation disc bonus. Okay. Well, since she can't do any conservation right now anyway, we're just going to use her to move a vessel. So we're going to move this over here. No, over here so we can do these for contain the spill goal. So we're going to move her here, get 1 reputation, but we're not going to take that. Okay. That's done. Final round. Let's look at our setback. Okay, this is fine actually. Choose to lower the lowest attribute by 2 or flip a specialist to its junior side. And then, yeah, that's cool because we can go ahead and do that. We'll flip the acoustic engineer. Yeah, that's fine. And I get that. Alright, so we can recruit all the way to level 5 now. Let's see who can help us here. Okay, the biogeographer looks like she can travel, dive, and do conservations. I think that's our person. Because the rest of them... copy the actions of one of your other specialists is the robotics engineer. Oh, that's pretty good. because then she can copy the aquaculturalist by doing double conservation. I think I like the biogeographer. I think this is the best bet. She can do 3 things, and we need to move that vessel from the bottom, from depth 2 to depth 1 anyway. So this is our best bet here. So I'm going to recruit her, and we get 1 ingenuity. And I get 5 activation discs for this final round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 5 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this pilot has been on permanent vacation. He only did work 1 time, and that's it. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fulfill the protecting the habitats goal, which requires us to have 9 conservation points. And I forgot that the first one here doesn't even use our activation disc. It actually, we get that free one. Totally forgot. We got that free one. And then this gets moved up. So now we can actually get to level 3. Oh, depth 3. So all we need for this is just for 1 person, for the ecologist, to do the one conservation site, and then we get this one fulfilled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we just need 1 more. So we'll do that one with 3 points. So yeah, we could have done that actually last round. If I played the game right, because I totally forgot that the first one is free. So because then she would have had 2 activation discs. Maybe she did have 2 activation discs. Why did I not do it? Or because that one cost 2. Did I actually move that? Did I actually pay for that? Let me make sure, because there's a reason why I didn't use her. Let me check. Okay, so I guess I was blind. Because we still had, this is correct. We have 3 research points. For some reason, I guess I was just blinded by rage. That when I look, because she could have done that one. And we still had 2 activation discs. So this might cost us the game, this mistake. But can't do anything about it now, you know. So we had enough to actually take care of this. And if we did that, things could have probably played differently this round. But you know what, we're gonna go ahead and just deal with it. We can actually use her to do this because then we can activate her. She can do 3 things. She's gonna do that last bit of conservation there. So that gets us 1 more. We're not gonna take it. 1 more inspiration. 1 impact token. Just hold it in my hand, and then 1 more Nights into Dreams bonus. We're not gonna take that. So, and that's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we get one of these. I'm gonna move that over here, and we get 1 reputation, but we're not gonna take that. See, if we're competent, if this actually goes all the way over, then look at all these activation discs. I mean, impact discs that you get. But the only ones that's gonna count are the one down here plus this. What they should have done is, instead of neutralizing this to 0, maybe make it like 1 point or something. They're just so evil, you know. Even after you do the difficult thing of moving this all the way here, those polluted hexes become 0 instead of having any value other than the stats. You know, it's, yeah, evil. Just evil shit. All right, so she's gonna do the conservation, and then she's gonna dive. And ooh, nice. We get 4 research points. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's gonna move the vessel, and she's gonna move this up here. Okay, I think that's good. Yes, that's good. Okay, let me make sure. Is that where I want to move? Yes. Okay. Okay, this is in the bag now. Protect habitats. This is a yes, because we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we have to make sure we have 9 activation disk on at depth 1. So so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just need 3 more? No, we need 5 more, because it's 11 plus the vessel becomes 14. They want 14 activation disk plus vessel for this first for depth 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5 things we need to do while we're up here. So we're gonna use the diver. We need to get as many research points as we can. We're gonna dive here. Get 3 more. 1, 2, 3. The thing here is we need more than that. We need more than that, so that we can also get junior scholarly. Now let's think about this. This is already a yes. Right now, this is a yes, this is a yes, and this is a yes. So far we have won the mission. Now the question is, are we going to be able to win at an intermediate level by getting contain the spill while still having enough research points? So that's the dilemma right now. That's the only thing that we can do, because everything else is gone. We have one, and we are so far, the way things are, we've won the mission at beginner level. Now if I'm going to take care of these, I need 8, 9, 10 research points. If I dive twice, I can't. I can only dive 1 more time. And I can move. We just need what? We need 5, right? 5 more activation disk up here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to be able to do 5 sonar readings. We can do 4 of them here. And then we have to move a ship. Can we do sonar reading 4 times? We can't. We can do 2 times. Oh, that's only 2 points. We can claim these 2. We can do 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So we need to do sonar reading 3 times. Can we do sonar reading 3 times? 1, 2, 3. We can. But we need to dive. And the only person who can dive right now is the team leader. Unless we decide, instead of doing... What else can she do? Can she get research points? Yes, she can. Okay, so 1, 2, yes, possible. It is possible. We're going to do these 2 here. Okay, that's going to cost us 2 points. 1, 2. So we're at 5 points right now. And we're going to claim these 2 sites. We get 2 ingenuity. Okay. 1, 2. We got another one of these impact tokens. We'll place it here. And we're going to claim, we're going to move this one up. Okay. Now, instead of doing the ecology, instead of doing conservation, she can move this one 1, 2, 3 and get 1 research point. So research point wise, we're at 6. Perfect. Let's look at how many discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we can do sonar 3 times. We won. We have won the game at intermediate level. Okay, as long as we have enough activation discs. So she's going to do a sonar here. And that is now if it says 1 to 2 and we have the reveal, oh, we still when you reveal 2. Okay, yeah, cool. So the first one we get 1 reputation and one more active research point, and then 1 inspiration. We're not going to take that. And then the second one is 3 plus. And that's going to be done by the team leader. So we'll reveal level 3. Ooh, we got my favorite too. So I'm just going to pick this one because it doesn't matter at this point. We'll just pick my favorite tile in the whole game, which is the deep water shark. Look at how cool this is. And all you do with a deep water shark is you dive around the deep water shark, which is pretty scary. We'll put it right here. And that's and you get 1 more inspiration, 1 ingenuity. We're not going to take the inspiration, and then 5 random 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diving tokens. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do in this game is we're going to go ahead and do 1 more sonar reading here to reveal tile 1 and 2. Tile 1's all revealed, so for this area, so just 2 tile 2s, depth 2. We get the submerged cave systems or the resupply module. I'm going to go ahead and select the submerged cave system just for the heck of it. And then we get 1 more coordination, 1 more ingenuity. We'll place this here. We get 2 more activation disc. Impact disc, and we're going to place that here. That will give us 1 more coordination and 1 more reputation, but we're going to keep the reputation up there. And then we go down this way, and then it's 1 more inspiration, but we're not going to take that. And the game is over. Okay, let's see how we did. We know. Oh, and then and then the first one here, I forgot also. The first one here is free. Remember, it's always the first one, the first conservation that you do in this game, in this mission is free. Activation disc wise is free. And then you get to move this once. So when it comes to the cleanup, we were able to clean up to 3 levels. Okay? And the polluted hexes, only these 3 columns of polluted hexes have been cleaned. Okay, so when it comes to the impact board, our score is we need to get 20 points to win the goal for the impact board, and our score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 points plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's -2 per, so that's -20. -20 plus 5 is -15. So we're at -15 for the impact board, so this is a fail. Okay, now lead the discovery effort. As a solo player, they only want you to level up the cleanup track all the way to level 6. And we managed to do that halfway, so level 3. So that's also a fail. Okay. Now contain the spill. They want you to have 14 disc and vessel at depth 1. So disc plus vessel as long as you have a total of 14. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I thought that was totally impossible. Not, I didn't say impossible. I don't say impossible in this game anymore. I thought that's totally ultra difficult, but nothing is impossible in this game. So, but that's a yes. I didn't know that I was going to be able to do that, but I did it. So this is a yes. Now, protecting the habitat, we have, you need to get 9 conservation sites claimed for depth 2, 3, and 4. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's barely 9, but we did it. So this is a yes. Scholarly, you have to have a total of 6 or more as a solo player at the end of the game, extra research points, or in the bank, leftover research. So we have 7, and they only want 6. So this is a yes. Dedicated, they want you to keep all of your employees at the junior level. You can only promote 2 of them. As a solo player, you need to have 5 junior level employees at the end of the game, or researchers. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 junior level researchers, so this is a yes. The last one here is reputation plus inspiration. Esteemed is the goal. You need to get 22 points from this track here, the reputation track and the inspiration track. And we maxed out both. So 12 plus 12 is 24, and they only want you to have 22. So this is also a yes. So at the end of the game, we managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 goals. So that is considered an intermediate level victory. Yeah, things were looking bleak, like halfway, not even halfway into like round 6, things were looking bleak. It was like, I knew that I could do the habitat one, because once this was revealed, it was hard for us to find another habitat tile, because the rest of the tile are like sonar and diving. But as soon as we got the dolphin pods, I knew at that point that we could satisfy the requirement for goal 3, which is the protect habitats. And then when we got these 3, the ones that I struggle with is the scholarly, because I know I have to do a lot of conservations. And then the junior specialist, because I want to be able to make sure that some of these people are going to be able to do double duties once they're promoted. But because we were able to move up the reputation track pretty fast, we were able to get some pretty cool specialists, like high-level specialists, like the aquaculturist is really helpful in this during this playthrough. The biogeographer was actually really great. So, and we got her like round 6, so she helped out a lot. But yeah, 5 goals out of 7 is intermediate. So it's that was a lot of fun. This mission was really something else. I had a lot of fun with that one, and I couldn't believe that I was able to get to intermediate level victory here for this mission. So yeah, sometimes with this game you have to wait until like late game for you to be able to see the path towards victory. So yeah, things were looking really bleak halfway in. So, but as always, it's a lot of fun. This game is a lot of fun. And I spent like 2 hours playing this. Yep. So, and I've been looking for another role-playing game to play, video game-wise. I've been struggling with that because I really want to commit to another RPG. I've been trying a lot of different games. The latest one is Tower of Time, and the problem I have with Tower of Time is, being transported to a different map whenever you go into battle. Because I wanted something that has like that the immediate feel whenever in immediate action whenever you encounter enemies, like your typical CRPGs, you know. So I'm thinking we're going back to Pillars of Eternity. I've attempted to play that game twice now, but that was the same amount of attempts that before I was able to fully commit to Tyranny. I played Tyranny like twice, and then both times that I played Tyranny 3 times total. The first 2 times I stopped like midway through, and then like the third time last year. This was before Yoshi passed, I think. No, that was after Yoshi passed. I was able to really commit to Tyranny, and was able to finish it finally, and it was such a great feeling. So I want to do the same thing with Pillars of Eternity. And right after I played Tyranny, I finished Tyranny, I moved immediately into Pillars of Eternity, and I was just exhausted because Tyranny was like a novel. You have to read a lot. It's a lot of reading. I know the same thing with Pillars of Eternity. So because there's a lot of reading, I was just kind of exhausted. I was like, okay, I need to change in scenery, you know. So I kind of abandoned Tyranny, and that was like the third attempt then. So this is gonna be a fourth attempt if I choose. I mean, Pillars of Eternity. It will be a fourth attempt if I want to commit to it. So I'm just like looking around to see which one's gonna stick. And while I'm struggling with that, we have this lovely physical board game here, this Endeavor Deep Sea, that's been keeping me occupied. I mean, this is a great game. Definitely one of the best board games that I have in my collection. And you know, I'm not like a board game connoisseur, you know, like I only have like maybe 10. Do I have more than 10? Well, maybe with expansions and stuff, you know, but I don't have, like, I have more video games for sure than board games. But out of all the board games that I've played, I consider this one of the best ones. So it is so much fun, and I want to keep playing. That's the real testament. There is the fact that I want to keep playing. If you look at my channel and the way that I've been uploading, I'm talking about YouTube here, that way I've been uploading videos, you know, I pretty much upload everything that I play, video games, board games, anything. The way you can tell if a game is really good is to see how many sessions I've played of that game and how frequently I play it, if I play it consecutively. You know, that's the tell if a game is any good. Because I'm very picky, especially the fact that I've played a lot of games and I've been gaming since I was really young. So these days it takes a lot for a game to really hold my attention. And it doesn't necessarily mean that if I play a game and it doesn't hold my attention, like if I move on from that game pretty fast, because I jump from game to game, it doesn't mean that it's a bad game. It doesn't even mean that it's not that great. It doesn't mean that it's not a great game. It just means that you know, I really have, at this point in time, a game has to be incredibly good for me to stick with it. So even a game like this, you know, board game, for me to stick with it, you know, to keep playing it, it tells you a lot. A game like recent game like that RPG from France, Expedition 33. I mean, I didn't finish it, but I got pretty close, and I played it a lot, so that tells you a lot. But yeah, I mean, it was so close to being able to pull me all the way to the end, though, because the game kind of, you know, once you get to a certain point, it does, you know, I think it was trying too hard to copy like the end game situation with a lot of RPGs and Japanese, specifically Japanese RPGs. They have this. They like to do that whole thing where the end game you have all these extra stuff that you can do. It becomes a little exhausting. I think if if they abandoned that portion of the things that they're trying to copy, I think it would have been a great game. But the problem with that game is that the end game is a mess, because they wanted to do too many things. Um, but you don't have to, you don't have to be distracted and try to do all these other content. You can just follow the story and just finish it. But that's not the type of person I am. I like to, when I get into a game, I like to really explore a game. But yeah, a game has to be incredibly special for me to stick to the game and keep playing it. So that's why I say that this game is great, because I'm still playing it. I might do another session. Maybe I'll do the next mission, which is the second bonus mission included, which is mission 10. I really like this mission. I might play this mission again. So yeah, great game. Highly recommended. But yeah, and I managed to play this one in just one session. But this game takes about 2 hours to finish. 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, to per mission, per playthrough. So, but thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Probably not going to be playing this again today, but who knows? Maybe. But I think the next thing I'm going to do, once I get back live, I'm going to be looking for that RPG to commit to and see if I can get to the end. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.